What's up guys, DevildogGamer here, and we are back talking about some DCS, because lately with the popularity of the new Syria map and the super carrier, a lot of you guys have been having questions about how to get into it, what the future holds, and there are a lot of things with DCS, but upcoming, there are even more things coming to it. The future is super bright for this game. And I just want to kind of go over a quick rundown of some of the things that are, this is not everything that's coming. These are the things that are coming either this year, next year, the year after, because these modules take a long time to make. They're very difficult and complicated, but there are a lot of cool aircraft and maps and things such coming. And kind of going to start with the first few that are probably going to come out before everything else, and then kind of move on to the more obscure. But anyways, we're going to start off with the Kiowa. The OH-58 Kiowa is being developed, and it is a badass helicopter. This thing is going to be no idea of multi-crew yet, but it'll probably work like the Gazelle, throw it in an auto-hover. It's got Hellfires, missiles. Dude, it's going to be really cool. Anything helo-wise, we totally need. I'm really looking forward to it. The Kiowa is just a badass helicopter, and finally getting something that has Hellfires is amazing, and I'm really looking forward to it. The next up is the Mi-24P Hind. That is right, we're finally getting a Hind. This is the variant that does have the 30mm cannon stuck to the side, so there's no gimbaled cannon on the front. Still haven't heard anything about multi-crew, but at the same time, dude, like I said, having more helicopters is better than anything, to be honest, because this game simulates them so freaking well, and it fits perfectly into the Syria map. It's just definitely a really cool helicopter, and I'm getting excited for it. And they have dropped hints that there's going to be a modern U.S. helicopter, so I'm guessing it's either going to be an AH-1 Whiskey, because the Zulu is definitely not going to happen, or an AH-64 Apache. Fingers crossed, but those are definitely still a ways out. Also, we're getting a A-10C upgrade, which is going to be really cool, have different bombs. It's going to have a the head-mounted targeting queuing system, which also can head-mount, overlay FLIR, and the laser-guided rockets. It's going to be super badass. Get anything with A-10 love is going to be amazing. Next, probably the most exciting one that we're getting the Eurofighter. That is right, we're actually getting a Eurofighter. I'm not sure which, I haven't seen, they've been back and forth about which one they're doing, but I do know confirmation that we are getting the Meteor air-to-air missile, so that's super badass. I know that's probably going to be one of the newest aircraft that we're going to have into it. I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, installing DCS right now, that's probably maybe a year off, I would say, give or take. But at the same time, dude, it's a fucking Eurofighter. Let's go! It's going to be pretty cool. And now to my possibly favorite thing that's coming to DCS, the F-15E Mudhen. That is right, we're getting the dual-seat F-15 that can carry basically about 100 of everything and just drop bombs on bombs on bombs. This thing, it's one of my favorite U.S. aircraft, and I'm super excited to just basically carry insane bomb loads and just level entire enemy front lines with it, and just being able to loiter. That thing stays in the air forever. It is a two-seater. Haven't really seen anything about if the backseater is going to be in, but 98% of the workload can be done by the pilot up front. So it's not really something you're going to miss if you can't have it, because literally the pilot up front can do everything, minus flicking a few switches, I think, like that. This thing is the number one thing I'm waiting for. It will be just day one purchase for me, day one fly, and I'll probably never touch another aircraft again because, dude, the F-15E is super awesome. And I mean, just look at all the shit it can carry. Dude, it just has everything. There's all kinds of stuff on it. It's so awesome, and I'm super, super looking forward to it. Now, getting to maps, the Falklands map is being developed, and it includes the coast of Argentina, and there's just tons of space. So if you're flying fighters out of Argentina, you're going to have to fly them a couple hundred miles, bomb the shit in the Falklands, and fly them all the way back to rearm. So you really, dude, the scale of it is amazing. There's going to be a lot of air-to-air refuelings. We already have the A4 community mod. Razbam's also doing the Sea Harrier to go on top of it. They've already done the AV-8B. Now they're doing the Sea Harrier. We're also getting the Invincible, a bunch of destroyers, Argentinian subs, British subs, all kinds of AI aircraft. Also the Pucarara, the twin-engine Argentinian ground attack aircraft is coming in for that, which is going to be really awesome. And then on top of that, they're doing like AI like Sea Kings and Westlands and stuff like that. And also a Mirage 3. So we're getting a lot of really cool stuff. At least 3 new flyable aircraft just for that area alone, along with a gigantic map for this whole operation. So, dude, insane. It's going to be absolutely nutty to see, to be honest. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. Also, they are doing a A6 Intruder AI aircraft with the possibility of turning it into a flyable aircraft. And this is done by the same people who did the F-14, so you know it's going to be really good. Really fingers crossed that we are getting it for sure, because the A6 Intruder is badass, and it's just one of the coolest carrier aircraft, I think, to be honest. It's just such an iconic plane. Also, we're getting the Super Tucano, and a lot of you are going to be like, it's a prop plane, but no, it's an awesome cast prop plane. Like, seriously, enjoy it. That thing is going to be awesome. And then, from there, we're also getting a MiG-23, which is probably one of the few Russian aircraft that we're actually getting, because it's extremely hard to get permission to make said aircraft, which is why we don't have full fidelity MiG-29s and stuff like that. As much as I'd like to see a full fidelity Su-24 or an Su-34, I don't think it's happening anytime soon. But a MiG-23 will be super awesome because it'll fit into Syria. It'll fit all over the place. Persian Gulf, easy peasy, and things like that. Also, another aircraft that we're going to be getting is the A-7E, which is actually a really cool plane. Really looking forward to that. Some of the air-to-ground stuff that they could do is really cool, and it just kind of spices it up a little bit more. We're starting to get, the 80s back in the play and things like that. So really looking forward to that because it's just a cool-looking aircraft. One of the most exciting things, though, is we're finally getting a dynamic campaign in DCS, whether it be co-op, single player, or multiplayer, which is something that people have been asking for from day one, and they are working on the engine for it. They've been working on it for a while, and I know a lot of people are super, super stoked about it, including myself. It's just going to be really cool to have that engine in there and just be able to throw it on a map, jump in with a bunch of guys, make your own air wings, do the missions, tally the score, things like that. Have some real cool like milsim stuff. Maybe get a bunch of fans together and just do like a freaking gigantic wing out and just do crazy stuff with it. Really looking forward to the dynamic campaign. As far as things as I would like to see, like I said, more helicopters. I would really like to see a UH-60 Blackhawk to go with the UH-1 because a lot of people have to fly supplies and stuff for a lot of these missions and stuff that are out there. And it would be cool to have a UH-60 and then maybe a UH-60 DAP configuration to be able to have an attack variant of it that you could switch it out. Also, I'd really like to see a transport aircraft. I know a lot of people are like, but devil. But like, again, with a lot of the missions that you see, delivering supplies and stuff to FARPs, it'd be really cool to have a C-130 that can just take off, deliver supplies, fly back. Not even something super high fidelity, just something that people can do to kind of help go along, with the moving the server, especially with dynamic campaigns, maybe landing troops, dropping paratroopers off, things like that would be really cool. One of the things that's super lacking is AAA. Having some big AAA sites would be really cool. The SAMs we got tons of SAMs. AAA is kind of meh. It's either ZU-23s, Shilkas, Tunguskas, stuff like that. But I would like to see a lot more variation of that. And also, enemy ground vehicles. Now that we have Syria, having stuff like ISIS, things like that, technicals, insurgents, different types of vehicles like that, fighting positions that you could do in mission editors, would be really helpful, to be honest. Like, it's always like U.S. vehicles, Russian vehicles. We're always bombing T-90s and stuff, or T-80s. Really like to have technicals and insurgents and things like that for mission stuff. I think that'd be a really cool thing that we could possibly have. But that's hoping for the future. But like I said, dude, I didn't even scratch the surface. There's a ton of more stuff coming. to DCS, but I kind of wanted to update you guys on, the people who are new, who've been watching it, who are like, maybe I should jump in, maybe you'll see an aircraft in here like that's coming to DCS. Let me get started on it now. And when that comes out, maybe I'll know what I'm doing. Because, take the dive, man. It's not that hard to learn, I promise. Give it a week, 2 weeks, and you'll know everything. You'll be good to go. But anyways, boys, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.